Everything good? Good looking? Yeah. So our first hurricane might arrive. It actually goes most likely across Martinique, and we will get a lot of the shear, so winds up to 40, 50 knots. So we have to prepare everything. Greta is already scared.
This is me. And this is the love of my life and partner in crime. 2 years ago, we traded our stable corporate lives for more adventurous and sustainable lives as digital nomads at sea. Follow along as we discover new places and build our businesses one anchorage at a time.
And it will hit on Friday in the afternoon, so we shall be fine. We will take down everything outside that is somewhat loose, fix everything that we cannot take down.
For now we will take the fishing rods down.
Fishing rods, the most important thing, we start with the fishing rods, we cannot lose them. The calm right now, just crazy.
Auf hier?
Ich hab gerade den Kabel. Ich noch nicht noch. You bravo. Bravo. Just don't fly away with me! It's getting super hot. It's so crazy, like when there's like some cyclones or tropical storms or something forming, it sucks in all the air and the wind like from the surroundings, and then it gets super hot. Like there's moments where there's zero wind, everything is calm, like we sleep like babies, and then it comes again with 40 knots. But yeah, we put down the solars, fixed everything outside, take everything that is somewhat not fixed down, and we have to talk to our friends, look at what they're doing, because there's a few other boats, but we got the most windy spot, which is good for our wind generator, but not for us. Coffee time, and we have to check the weather reports, because on days like these, like a few days before, they're giving updates quite regularly, so you get to know every few hours what is happening. Is it forming a hurricane or a cyclone or not? How much wind will there be or not? And the last one says it's on the verge of becoming a tropical cyclone. Proportion increase in deep convection over shallow and high coverage, and lighting rates generally indicate a tropical cyclone is imminent. I repeat, this Wednesday will be decisive. We will see. It'll be fun. It's already raining and changing a lot right now, so yeah.
We woke up this morning with kind of good and bad news.
Mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings, actually. We actually survived the last tropical wave, which we totally forgot about, but yesterday, so on Wednesday, the wave 95 actually passed through, which luckily, we only had about winds about 30 knots, so
Yeah.
pretty okay, no depression or no storm. But the 97 wave, which is the one we have been preparing for, this night actually developed into an actual depression, which means that the system is getting more and more organized. And then this morning, while we were having breakfast and checking the weather forecast again, it actually developed into a tropical storm, which means that now the winds within the system are over 33 knots. So in general, there are 3 classifications of tropical, I will call them weather formations. So in general, you always have different tropical waves which come across the Atlantic Ocean, especially during the summertime. What can happen to these waves when they accumulate a lot of rain and thunder and wind is that they can develop into a tropical depression, so they start to get organized. It stays a tropical depression until 33 knots. 33 knots does not mean gusts, but it does mean that for over a minute you have sustained 33 knots, so constant 33 knots within the system. Once the 33 knots are, like this threshold of 33 knots is broken, we start to have a tropical storm. A tropical storm means that the system has been getting more organized. It also has stronger winds now, and it's that kind of stays a tropical storm until 63 knots, if I remember well, about 60 knots. When it goes over 60 knots, we start to have a hurricane. So Elsa right now, which is the name of the depression. So once it starts to become a depression, it gets a name. In this case, it's Elsa. Elsa, unfortunately, within this morning, decided to become a tropical storm. So it has more than 33 knots within its system. And once it will arrive here at the Lesser Antilles, it will probably have about 40 to 50 knots, gusting up to 60 knots. Currently, it looks like that it will pass around Santa Lucia, so which is 2 islands down of us, and we will kind of get the outer skirts, hopefully staying at around 40 knots and a maximum of 50 knots of gusts. So that's kind of what we're currently looking at, which is pretty good comparing how bad it could get. For us, it's still a lot of wind. So now we're going to check on the anchor to make sure it has been holding really well this night, even with the 30-40 knots. So we're going to have a jump into the water, look at it again, make sure that it is where it is, and also the chain is happy. And then we probably still have to fix the dinghy and try to stay as calm as possible. It is still our first time, so I don't know exactly what to feel.
Wow! Stuff came out there like, what? Now we are cooking our last meal. Now we are cooking a bit more, so tomorrow, in case it gets shaky, we don't have to cook a lot. But in general, why worry? Greta is always worrying, and I'm prepared, you know. Why worry?
Yeah, 2 different views. But yeah, our last night, it's sounds dramatic, but we're having dinner now and then we're going to bed. We should still have a really nice night because the storm should only arrive tomorrow at 8 or 9 a.m. So we're hoping at a good night so that we are prepared, like Michael says, for the next day. It should then last about 12 hours. And yeah, we did our best, and the weather forecast is not all too bad right now.
Okay. Just checking what everyone else is doing.
Good morning, guys. Today's the day. We woke up again to good and bad news. The good news is that the weather system, it seems like it will be moving more to the south, which we feel really bad for St. Vincent right now. They already had a pretty hard year with the volcano explosion, so we're hoping the best also for them, obviously, and for all the islands in between. The bad news is that the weather system has arrived at Barbados, and it looks like, or it's not looking like, it's officially now a hurricane category 1. Yeah, which makes this whole experience a little bit more exciting. We should still be fine how we are. We decided to stay at anchor, and we had a look at the different options, and we do think our anchor is set in pretty well. We are very happy with our anchor. We laid out a lot of chains, so we are at the scope of 1 to 6, 1 to 7 right now. Yeah, we decided not to go into a mooring for the reasons that you never really know the conditions of a mooring. The swing radius of the mooring is also very different, and there could be a lot of chafe also on the rope that is connected to the mooring, which could also break. So there are a lot more variables that could go wrong. So we decided to stay at anchor. Michael is currently outside checking on the other boats what they are doing. During the night, again, more boats have arrived, which is kind of a reassuring point that we should be fine here. And we are also, as you could just hear, already on channel 16. Like, we had that on for the whole night already to help other people get information, or hopefully not needing it ourselves.
Greta already in her warrior hairstyle, like a Viking. Now it's still pretty calm. We have a bit of gusts up to 35, maybe 40 knots. The boat behind us at 50, but we don't believe that really.
Like, we never went over 33. I don't know if our wind meter is just not working or does not want to go higher.
Could be.
But all the others are like having 40 and more gusts, so
The first solar panel of a boat that is on anchor in front of us is already starting to lift. So we took a good decision to take everything down here. But the good thing is, like during the night we charged our batteries for like 6%. Like normally we lose like 1 or 2% during the night because there's very little wind. And we are still like continuing to charge. And we might even keep it on like with the 50 knots because it works until 69 knots or something like that.
I want
the
to turn
super
it
wind.
off.
So I want to see what it brings us at max winds.
Exactly.
Yeah. We should also do that. A boat in front of us is just pulling out the fishing rod and
Fishing.
yeah, trying to fish. Why not? $350 watts.
So it looks like this wind generator was currently producing 350 watts.
Doing the dishes is so calming and relaxing. Tell me, how do you feel?
Very good.
Wow! We were lucky so far. Like we had winds up to 40 knots and quite a bit of
Only
rain.
things that got destroyed are my warrior braids.
Yeah. No, all the rest was really
I don't
fine.
need them anymore, luckily.
We already put up the Bimini and are going to sleep soon. So let's hope that there's no follow-up storms or something coming.
But very happy that Elsa went by without bigger troubles, at least for us. We don't know yet exactly what happened more south. We can just hope they had it like almost as nice as we did.
But yeah, I'm soaked wet still.